Doki Doki Literature Club is a psychological horror visual novel where you join a literature club and attempt to get close to the girls in the club and share poems. The game is available on Steam, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox consoles. Atmosphere. To begin with, the atmosphere of the game is sugary sweet, with it following the tropes of other visual novels to an almost accentuated cutesy level. The girls are all pleased to meet you, and the anime-style drawings are very disarming, but there's no way to deny that the stigma of the game is that it's a psychological horror game, and there's an inherent apprehension. Something is going to happen eventually. The closer you pay attention to the character dialogue, the more cracks in it there seems to be, and as things progress there's a sense of dread that something is horribly wrong. The visual novel style of the game is a roller coaster you can't get off of, and having to sit back helplessly and watch as things transpire is incredibly difficult. Its themes of suicide and self-harm are deeply uncomfortable, but sadly realistic. It has moments of peace, but as the harsh reality dawns on you, it all fades away to reveal the despair underneath. That's one Harry Mason. Scares. As far as psychological horror goes, it's one of the more impactful games, with the themes that are startlingly realistic and present the things that people struggle with in the real world. The subject matter is delicate, and when the game wants to shock you, it presents you with what you knew was coming all along in all its saddening realism. It toys with the player in a way that almost thinks that you can try to avoid the unpleasantness, but pulls the rug out from underneath you the second you think you have any power to change anything. It does go off the deep end a little as the story starts breaking down the fourth wall, but it's still interesting all the way through. That's two Harry Masons. Sound design. The music is sugary sweet like everything else, with bright melodies and clean instrumentation that play cheerfully in the background to the events. Like most things, it's disarming and trying its hardest to convince you that there's nothing wrong. As the game goes on, the music, like the characters, break down with distortion, and warped versions of the melodies interject the normal music as things start to twist out of control. When the game wants to cause tension, the music just stops, leaving you in a deafening, uncomfortable silence. There's not many sound effects in the game, but when there is something, it's jarringly realistic, with the sounds of things being ripped up or the sound of something sharp piercing something fleshy. There's not much need for clever tricks in the sound design department, and there's no voice acting, but what's here is definitely fine. That's three Harry Masons. Gore. The game's gore is jarring, as it should be, clashing heavily with the art style but providing some achingly haunting scenes. That's four Harry Masons. Story. The game follows the player character, who you can name, as they're asked by a friend to join the literature club and meet three girls who you can share poems with. The game has branching paths, or at least seems to, with each day ending as you choose words to form a poem out of a selection, and depending on which words you choose, your poem will appeal more to one of the specific girls. It's almost like a dating sim, but the psychological horror tag makes the dating sim aspects more unpleasant to think about, as questions inevitably form in your mind. Is the one you get close to the one that's likely to have something befall them? It does an excellent job making you like the characters, especially in the first part of the game, and then twists their personality in the second half, making them creepy or unsettling. The story does some unique things in the second half up to the final parts of the game, and its meta ending is harrowing, making the final score 5 out of 5 Harry Masons. It's incredibly deceptive, but it can't hide what it is. There's no way to be oblivious to what's going on, it's just a matter of when it happens. Again, I'd like to remind you the whole thing is down to my opinion in horror games. If you don't share this opinion, then that's cool. I get it. I'd like to point out that whilst I felt bad for the girls, I didn't give up, and you shouldn't either. There'll be more horror reviews in the pipeline, and thanks for watching. Always go check out Bumps in the middle of the night. Peace.
But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day?